morning, everyone. How are we this morning? Gosh, my hair looks shaggy. I'm just waiting for that magic email to tell me that we are actually live. If you're about, why not let me know in the chat? You do have to sign in if you want to be in the chat. Oh, no email. Let's have a look at YouTube itself. See if I am live. Content. Hello, Inika. Must be live because Inika's here. Yay, 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 yay. Whoop, whoop. And indeed, there is the email telling me that I am live. There's always a bit of a delay between the two, which is a little bit scary. So, how is everyone today? It's a miserable day here in South Oxfordshire, just saying. But we had a surprisingly good bank holiday weekend. The UK is known for having really bad... Sorry, I've got something irritating me on my eyelashes. The UK is known for being irritatingly wet over a bank holiday. We did have some rain, but not too much. I am live, Inika. I am still live and indeed alive. So all is good. I've just realised I don't know if I've got the right size blocks for what I want to do today. I have one. Might need to dive and get another one. Bear with me one moment and hopefully I've got another one in here. I do. Hello, Mary from the Netherlands. So the Dutch contingent is here. So... I have a few important announcements. First of all, do remember that if you're watching live, if you've signed into your YouTube account, you can join the chat. Otherwise, you can leave comments below the description bar. If you're watching the replay, which will have the word replay in it, in the title, then you can leave comments below the description bar. Hello, Kay from Kansas and Christine from Sydney in Australia. So, important announcements. It is the last week in May, which means it's my brother's birthday soon, tomorrow, although he's in the States at the moment, so less of a sense of urgency on that one. He's on a business trip. So we are the last week in May, which means there are only a very few days left, indeed up until Friday evening, to make the most of the current joining offer, which means that along with your usual starter kit, you will get all of the new in-colour ink pads, all of the in-colour Stampin' Right markers, the in-colour Designer Series paper, and a mixed pack of the in-colour card. It's worth £78 something, can't remember, or €100. So it's well worth doing if you like the in-colours, but you've only got until the end of May. But if you join during May, it also means that come the 5th of June, until the end of the month, you will also be able to make a double saving because we've got 10%, an extra 10% off bundles. That's die bundles, not punch bundles, die bundles, and 10% off both these Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. So if you join in May, you'll get at least 20% off on top of the 10% that you're already getting as a short-term thing. So it's a great time to join, I'm just saying. Hello, Debbie Mason. Hope you are don't know what means, but I'm sure I am. Hello, Julie, and everyone in the chat. Hello, Julie. So, today we are using Fields in Bloom. I will also be using sentiments from Sweetly Scripted. This is a stamp set that was around a little while. Certainly it was in the last, it was either the last mini or the last annual. I want to say the last mini. Anyway, I haven't used it. I literally had to put it together this morning. So let me flip the camera down, she says, trying to find her pip. There we are. So, sorry, I just got a message. There's quite a lot going on in my life at the moment. Some of it's fine and some of it less so. So, Fields in Bloom, we have it's a two-step stamp set for these two and these two. Then we've also got clouds and a little, it's kind of a hummingbird. Not terribly relevant for those of us in Europe, but not bad. Hello, Jenny. The crazy Australian has entered the room. Oh, dear. The 10% is for June 5th to June 30th. Yes, that's correct, Mary. So that's 10% off bundles, which are already, that's die bundles, that are already 10% off. So it's an additional 10% off die bundles and or 10% off the cut and emboss, both the big and the mini. So that's from the 5th to the 30th of June. But if you're a demonstrator, obviously you get your demo discount as well. Right, okay, so yes, two-step stamping, it's photopolymer, sweetly scripted is red rubber. You do need to be a little bit careful with that to make sure you've got your sentiments straight, but it's easier with rubber than it is with photopolymer. So I have the most appalling tinnitus today, and I don't know why. I do get tinnitus, but it's normally not quite as bad as it is today. So I have already prepped my stamps in that I have taken a good white eraser to make sure that I've got any oils or anything off the stamp set, off the stamp. But let's mount these up. I will also be using some dies, which will be the Spotlight on Nature dies. I don't have the stamp set because I have enough florals and butterflies, thank you. But I will be using the dies. Now we are meant to let everyone know where everything is in the catalogue. Bit stressed as Mike's not, oh no! That's not good, Jenny. So, Fields in Bloom are on page 85 in your songs, on your song sheet. That's 95. It would be better if I looked at 85, really, wouldn't I? So, a huge picture. And they've got a couple of samples over here with using that. Not with anything, but using that. Now, I am going to be using the in colours because I want people to be thinking about that in colour offer. And then Sweetly Scripted, I'm hoping is in here rather than an online exclusive. I know it is current. Sweetly. No, it's an online exclusive. Okay, fair enough. The Spotlight on Nature dies, which are circles, and you get, I mean, they're masses. Look at all those. So you've got these like sunbursts, you've got dots and dashes, you've got little florals. Really, really nice little stamp set if you want circles with a patterned edge. So those are on Spotlight on Nature. Those are on page 69, which is there. But as you can see, it's a flower, some leaves, a butterfly. I have a lot of florals. Don't need another one. Oh, Jenny, I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. But yeah, we're talking about card stuff. It's lovely. I mean, you can care about him as well. It's fine. Right, okay, so I'm going to start with, where did I put it? My scrap of paper. I know it's not a big scrap, but it's a scrap of paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually stamp these. And then I'm going to die cut, so I will be losing some of what I'm stamping, just saying. So I'm going to start with a Shy Shamrock for my green. Now it's possible I'll have to squeeze back some of the ink, because my ink pads are very juicy, and sometimes photopolymer and very juicy is not a good combination. I've been storing them upside down so that the ink can sink into the ink pad. Lemon drizzle cake. Hello, Helen. Ooh, Helen has, oh, we've been communicating a lot because I've been doing a de-stash. Sorry, this is only for the UK. I've been doing a bit of a de-stash of some really quite old stuff. And I listed some stuff on a de-stash site on Sunday afternoon, and I couldn't keep up with it. I mean, it's a ridiculously inexpensive getting rid of stuff, because I want to get rid of it and use other stuff and get other stuff instead. So yes, Helen has bought paper and ribbons, just paper, can't remember. Anyway, so that's the leaves or the grass, and I'm using, so that was Shy Shamrock. This is Pretty in Pink, and I know I say this often, if you're doing two-step stamping, it is much easier to do the dark colour first. So for me, Shy Shamrock is darker than Pretty in Pink. And then if you're doing two-step stamping, you want to line up two images that are not next to each other. So if I've lined up over on my right and on my left, the bit in the middle should take care of itself. Famous last words. Pumpkin scones. Ooh. You can tell it's not summer in Australia. So there we go. There is our two-step stamping. It's going to dry back a bit, but that's our two-step stamping. Let me grab a die. Which one do I fancy? That one, I think. No, we don't do much pumpkin in the UK. You can, if you're lucky, get tinned pumpkin, which is quite good for baking with. I'm actually going to add my sentiment. I think I'll go Happy Birthday in that it will fit. Particularly if I put it up the right way up. There we go. Right, I'm wondering if the now defunct eye block will fit enough. Yes. So I'm going to stamp this in Shy Shamrock. Hello, Jackie, the first time I've caught you live. Welcome. Where are you joining from? We've got people from the Netherlands, the UK, Australia, the US, all sorts. Right, so can you see? Yes. Oh, let's put the other light on. That may make life even better. May not, but it might. So this is the sweetly scripted Happy Birthday. Like that. So I do still need to clean a couple of stamps, but that's fine. So we can then pop our die on where we know it's going to work. So what I then do is take my snips, and because this is my scrap of paper, I'm just going to cut around that as close as I can, and then I think this is going to be a Big Bertha job. So remember, from the 5th to the 30th of June, 10% off. Now, if you're worried about this moving while you're die cutting, you could use a bit of washi tape or a post-it note to keep it in place. I'm not too worried. It's a circle, always makes it easy. You've got tinned pumpkin, as you like pumpkin pie soups. We do get butternut squash. I love butternut squash. Butternut squash is particularly roasted. Oh, roast butternut squash soup. Oh, heaven. You are in the you're not far from me. Oh wow. Excellent. I have to say, having moved up from West London, wish we'd done it sooner. Right, so I need to get bits out of there, but there is my bit, scrap, bin. Right, okay. Have I got a card base ready? No, I haven't, but that's easy to fix. So this is Shy Shamrock card. I like to do my cards tall and thin as opposed to short and fat. They come at the same size, just saying, but I like to cut them this way because occasionally when I'm photographing them I have them standing up and you get a better image if they're this way round. So it's purely from a photography point of view. So let's fold that, find my bone folder which I did put out, there we are. So I've had a stimulating weekend, and oh no, that's wrong. So we had friends over on Saturday, which was lovely, and the weather was amazing. It actually behaved itself. Let's get the bits out of that die. I'm just tapping it on the edge of my desk because then most of them will pop out. So that was great. We had them over for lunch and then we went for a walk and then came back for cream tea, which was lovely. We could get into the whole which do you put in first, the cream or the jam. And early on Friday I had planted up my flower bed, which has now become a flower bed now that I've got rid of the dreadful, awful, I hated it, honeysuckle. It's a recipe that my sister-in-law gave me when I was 16 and I'm now 63, so an old family favourite. Oh, yum, yum, Christine, yum, yum, yum. Sunday, what did I do? Oh, Sunday was de-stash day, so that was a busy day. Should I go pink or should I go green? I think I'll go green purely because I seem to have more of the green than the pink. So these are the two designs, but they're double-sided, so you get foliage or this kind of tile pattern, and then the other side you get dots or stripes. And I think I'm going to go stripes. Yes, I am going to go stripes. So let's cut that down. Then, so yes, that was Sunday. And then, oh, I'm going to give it a little frame. And then yesterday was chopping down shrubs that had grown up over our windows, which made seeing out of them a little interesting. And then my sister-in-law came over for a bite to eat in the evening because my brother is away. So we were keeping her company. So that's going to go there, that's going to go there. This is going to be popped up and go there. I was thinking about adding a ribbon, but I think I'll not. So, oh, Sherry's here and is from Canada. Indeed she is. Sorry, Sherry, I didn't mean to miss you. So I'm using liquid glue on white purely because it's going to get covered. But I'm not a great fan of liquid glue on our smooth white card. You have to be very, very gentle with the amount you use. It's made to absorb liquid, so it does. Because obviously it's made for working well with ink. So yes. There we go. So going back to the joining offer, wherever you are in the world and whomever you join with, it is such a great offer. You really ought to think about it. I have to say 6 people have joined or rejoined my team so far in May, which is amazing. That is a 2-step stamp, Jenny, yes. So it's the green and then the pink. So it's foliage and flowers as 2-step. And there's another 2-step stamp in the set, which I'll be using any minute now on my liner. I know I'm going to put a liner inside. Where has Liz Yuille gone? She never puts liners in cards. So yes, all in all, it's been a really good bank holiday weekend. Back to earth with a bang today, of course, you know. So lots of edge pieces. And it's a really weird day today. It's sort of muggy, but cool. So I keep putting layers on and off because I'm not quite sure whether it should be one thing or the other. So I am going to deliberately put it to one side. Now, if you're worried about centering things, don't. So I'm deliberately putting it to one side, and it's so obviously not meant to be centered. And I've got some of the brushed brass butterflies, which are in the annual catalogue. There are the similar ones that are dragonflies and birds that are an online exclusive. Apparently I don't have any. I thought I had, but apparently I don't. So I'm going to use butterflies instead. I did look, couldn't see them anywhere. These are lovely and flat, and sometimes you want a flat embellishment because it keeps the postage down. So I'm going to put 3. Whoops, come on. I had a lovely lie-in this morning. Oh, it was heaven. And then I'm going to have... Oop. Jen is chasing the cats. Why am I not surprised? No, Jackie, absolutely. It wasn't too wet. I mean, it was... There were 1 or 2 downpours. So, as I say, I planted up some plants. I did some gardening, planting on Friday. And one of the things that I planted up were some tubs that I normally put annuals in. One of them is underneath a gutter that sometimes if there's a heavy downpour just can't cope. So this is going to be for the liner. And it couldn't cope. And when I looked first thing yesterday morning, there were these poor little plants that the soil had been battered down so much their roots were showing again. I was like, no! So I had to replant them all. I'm hoping they've survived. So this is another 2-step stamp. And again, I have prepped it. And again, I'm going to use Shy Shamrock and Pretty in Pink. So I'm going to come down to this bottom corner. So there's my Shy Shamrock. Now, bear in mind that these ink pads have been the wrong way up for days now, and they're still quite juicy. Please, please, if you have juicy ink pads, do not remove the ink. You've paid for it, keep it, and I will show you another way of making sure you make the most of that ink without over inking your stamp. So again, I'm looking at the flower up here and the flower down there. If those are in the right place, everything else should be. And pretty much is. So there we are. And again, that will dry back. If you look at particularly the pink, I think you can see this is quite a lot darker than this. It's also a bit peachier than this. This, when it's dried back, will fade a bit. Right, so seal. Am I the only one that's ever done that? Okay, will I be able to get it off? No. Right, so what do you do when you do that? Easy, you trim it down. Right, let's do a little bit of solving that problem. I I sent a congratulations card to one of my team some time ago now. And it was like this. And I have to say I deliberately sent it the wrong way up to see what her reaction would be. And the answer was she found it hysterical. So I'm just going to go round. And actually, I think it might be easier with snips. But now I've got rid of that piece. I can use that for a mat at some point. Oh. Let's try and get something right today, shall we? So I'm going to go around with my snips. I didn't put glue all the way to the edge of the white, so it's going to be very easy just to nip in underneath and just cut that away. Turn it into an easel card. No, it was the wrong way up. It was there. Oh, I see what you mean. You could put the... Yeah, I could. Too late now. But a very good idea. I could have done that. Cut it off and redo. Exactly. Oh, Inika, I think we've all done it. And actually, I have no problem with going wrong live because we have all done it. And, you know, we just need to work out what we're going to do with it. I do like the idea of the easel card. I think I will put that one into my tips and tricks to bear in mind next time I do it, because this won't be the only time. Oh Lord. Right, okay, so we now have everything we need to stick onto a card. First thing I'm going to do is put the liner in, because that's sticky. Yeah, it's the right way up now. It's fine. It's going to be a little heavier than normal, a little thicker than normal. Oh dear Lord, a cat on a blueberry bushel ink pad. Whoops. So there we go. First card. First card, there were no mistakes at all. Okay. Let's do some cleaning. I don't think I've cleaned that, so let's... I think I did clean that, but let's just... We've made one mistake today. Let's not make any more. Unless we... Well, we probably will. Let's be realistic. Right, so one down. Pop the die back whilst I know where it is. Okay, so I want one of these. A blue. Ooh, my mantra is check before you stick. Yes, I like that idea. Doesn't always happen in my life. Right, I've got a scrap which I used on Simple Stamping Saturday. And I'm just popping that there because I know this is going to be smaller than the stamps. So I'm sticking with Shy Shamrock for my green. I may switch to a different colour for my flowers. I'm just going to pop that out of the way. So okay. So it is wider than my normal liner. You walked across your artwork. Oh dear Lord. Right. I think I'm going to go Petunia Pop, because I can. And I will be showing you how I deal with over-inked ink pads in a moment, because I want a very faint inking in a moment. this is quite inked, but I'll go with it. So again, I'm lining up areas that are not next to each other. Load, aim, fire. Baby wipes on his fur. There we go. Again, that's going to dry back even. Right, so now I want the clouds. And I think a D block. So I'm just going to show you what the clouds look like, full strength. So this is Summer Splash. Oh, that's not helpful, Yuille. So you've got the base of the cloud as well, so it's not just an outline. Now I could just do a second generation, but what I'm going to do, because this is just to show you how other ways to deal with your ink. This is a really old plastic bone folder. It's useless as a bone folder. Sorry, I'm just grabbing a vital piece of equipment. I'm getting a wet wipe. These are 99% water, biodegradable. Yeah, probably not quickly, but they are biodegradable wet wipes. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to push that ink back, and you can see, I think, that it's the middle of the foam is now lighter. Wipe, wipe. This one's not too bad because I've used this quite a lot. Love it! So then I can come in, go down a bit, and with a very pale Summer Splash, add some clouds. That's probably enough. Now, I can't really show you what it looks like fully inked now, but it's darker than second generation, but lighter than full saturation. In fact, I think I can just about show you. Let me find a scrap. There we go. If I go for the end here, where it's still very inky, so it's got the corner of the ink pad on it, but I think you can see this is quite a lot darker than this. Excuse me. Even though this hasn't dried back yet, this is definitely lighter than this. Excuse me. Hay fever. Oh, 3 2-year-olds. Hello, Leslie. Leslie from Sydney. I'm just going to take a drink. It is coffee and a card. Oh, that's so good. Right. So we have our little scene. I am going to trim it down, and I'm going to use this as a mat. And then I'm going to put it on Summer Splash, I think. So let's take the mistake and use it for something else. So that's that. Then this needs to be trimmed down. I'm going to trim it that way, and I'll explain why I'm doing it this way in a moment. So I have a thing about, as in an issue, with things that are not quite central. As in, they look as if they were meant to be central but aren't. So by trimming this side, I have taken something that was already slightly off centre and made it very obviously off centre. Oh good, Kay, I'm pleased. She's been wondering what to do with this set, and now she's got some ideas. Which is, after all, I can now say my job here is done. So, now I'm going to apologise in advance. Some of you are about to hate me. But, you know, life's like that. Dun, dun, dun. Will that fit across? It will. Right, so I'm going to take a million thanks and will it fit? It will. It'll fit on a scrappity scrap. Let's take a longer block and summer splash. Hello, Shaz. Are you out of hospital? Leslie's missed a couple of lives as we were on a 2-week road trip. Oh, wonderful. Whilst your new kitchen was being installed. Whoa! Are you on Facebook? I think you need to ask who that is, Jenny. If it's me, then yes. The links are in the description bar and on my website. Oh, bless you, Shaz. Thank you. Yes. Thumbs up is always appreciated, and if you wish to subscribe, that is lovely. I love it when people subscribe. Okay. But the main thing, Shaz, is how are you? Are you home? And how are you? Right. So. Oh, that's all right then. Sorry. The trouble with the trouble? No, it's not trouble. One of the things when you're doing a live, when you're hosting a live, is you don't necessarily catch every comment. Now, here's the thing. So I follow a few people on YouTube, and one of them, if you have a question that is for her, you type in capitals, uppercase, you type the word question at the beginning of your comment. This is the bit where I say some of you are going to hate me. I may hate myself in a minute, because this is interesting to fussy cut. Not that I'm saying any of you have asked a question that I've not picked up on, but it does just help to see. That's meant for me, it's not general chat. Okay, I must concentrate, kind of thing. Obviously, if you're watching the replay, it's easier for me to catch the questions because I will look at them not in real time. But may I just say, I'm up to date. I've been quite good at keeping up to date these last couple of months or so. So for those of you who take my class in a box, which I know is only if you're in the UK, but for those of you who do, I'm hoping, don't hold me to this, but I'm hoping that the May kit might actually be out in May. Depends on whether everything goes according to plan or not. Oh, so for those of you who were watching me this time last week, you may remember that I was given some news during the live. Someone rang me with some news and I knew what it was going to be before my husband came in with the note, and sadly a friend of mine who was diagnosed with breast cancer very much at the same time as me has passed away. Hers was a very aggressive form, and they just didn't catch it quickly enough. They thought they had, so she went through all the chemo and radiotherapy and all that stuff, and it had already spread. So, and bless her, she was only 55. As in, when she passed away, she was only 55. So she was in her early 40s when she was diagnosed. So yes, it was a bit of a moment. Right. Very good idea, Jackie, about the questions. Back home, slowly improving, breathing still difficult, but getting there. Yeah, take things very gently. How odd, Leslie, that there's no thumbs up or share option. That's very odd. Yeah, it was kind of difficult. Shaz, you're right. But yeah, sadly, sometimes it happens. Right, so I'm going to use Summer Splash. But yes, that was why I started to share the news and then had to stop because I just couldn't. I knew if I had said it then live, I would have ended up in floods of tears, which would have been. I know you would have all understood, but it was, yeah, it was difficult. Right, we are going to use another liner. I know, Liz is using a liner for a second time. How can that possibly be the thing? And I'm using Summer Splash. And I'm going to use the less inked part again. And this time I'm going in the top right, left even, because they're clouds and they would look a bit odd to me being in the bottom. So that's ready to go. I've got lots of inky pads, inky stamps rather. Right, okay, so making sure your card is the right way up, let's pop this down. Oh, bless. I'm sorry, Jackie. It's any form of cancer is an absolute swine, she says, trying not to use rude words, because I do like my it's not just restricted to adults status on YouTube. So the Shy Shamrock and the Summer Splash, although they are very, very different colours, in the card they do go nicely together. Right, okay, so this is where we have great fun. Sleeves up, mini dimensionals, offcuts. So let me find, let's use that so that you can see what I'm doing. So I've got some offcuts from the edge of my dimensionals. Where are my sticky scissors? There they are. Yeah, it's too close to home, but anyway, I just thought I would let you know what had happened, because I know some of you were a bit concerned. Actually, if I go that way, so this is just a strip off the edge. And they are perfect for if you've got a little sentiment. Oh, and did I tell you we've got baby blue tits? So I was doing some gardening, as in painting trellis, a couple of weeks ago, and I suddenly noticed that the bird box above our garage had blue tits popping in and out, and indeed there is a little nest. So we keep checking that the mummy and daddy are doing their bit. I'm not sure they were particularly pleased with me grinding up shrub trimmings, but because I did that in the garage with the door open, just underneath the bird box. But hey, oh, it's in colours, Shaz. In colours just go. They just work. Right, I don't need that anymore. I love that in colours just work together. Even if you think they're not going to, they just kind of do. So, a million thanks. There. And then trim from the back. So that's that. Now, can I find... I think they're going to be near the front, but oh, there they are. Woohoo! Right, some of these shimmer gems. And that. I'm going to go Petunia Pop, and then we'll have time for one very quick card before we finish. Sorry if you heard that bing, that was my sister-in-law thanking me for having her over last night. Yeah. So I've deliberately not put that one in line with that one because I want that kind of triangle look. Right, okay, so for my next trick, in fact, I haven't put the liner in. For my next trick, I'll put the liner in that I've prepped. So the downside of having done all this cutting back of shrubs, which is quite heavy on the hands, my thumb joints this morning are screaming at me. It's, Jackie, they are just, oh, I could stand and look at the bird box for hours. So those are the two cards we've made so far. So I think I'm going to use something quite different or make something quite different this time. So we're going to use those, and we're going Shy Shamrock again, obviously, and we can use that. Then we've used all of the colours, woohoo! So let's start with the Shy Shamrock. Ah, thank you, Shaz. Yes, little blue and yellow birds. Thank you. So Shaz is my admin on this channel, bless her. And yes, the word that comes after blue is a bit, oops. Oh, Leslie, that's crap. Ugh. Yes, losing mum and daughter is real crap. So, this is peach pie. There we go. Right. Okay. Let me grab the dies. Hoping that one might. Nope. That one will. Yay! Okay, so I can use my baby mini cut and emboss, which will be 10% off come the 5th of June to the end of the month of June. So do remember to make the most of that, and if you're not already a demonstrator, sign up now so that you can get the 10% and your demonstrator discount and all of the in-colour items. Well, not all of the in-colour items, but all those freebies. But I've also had robins getting very interested in my gardening, because obviously I'm digging things up, which means they get to pick the worms up, which is sad for the worms, but jolly nice for the robins. Right, okay cookie. So there we are, we have our central piece. Oh no, I thought I had another thing. Let me grab my in-colour paper, which is one of the free items that you will get if you sign up as a Stampin' Up demonstrator before the end of May. Let's just get rid of all of the little scrappy scraps that are out. I think I'm going to go peach pie, but my question to myself is which one? So let's grab both patterns. And indeed, do we just want one? Or could we? Ooh, I wonder. Yes, we can. Right, okay, so I'm thinking that probably. So I'm going to do something a bit odd, just for a change. So I'm going to cut this so that it is the right size for one of my standard layers. Do I have any exciting plans this week? No, I've got no theatre trips. Do I have any plans this week? I don't think I have anything much on. No. No, this coming weekend we're going to celebrate a friend's 60th birthday. I mean, the fact he's only 60 is frightening. And that's not to say that he looks more than 60, it's just most of us are more than 60. Right, so I've got this piece left, but this piece isn't really quite big enough. But I have this piece as well. So I am going to just trim this, I think at 3/4 of an inch. Actually, I could just cut it in half, couldn't I? So that's 2 1/4, so that's 1 1/8. Because I'm not going to use it for anything else. Oh, except I could use it as a banner. Right, okay, I used to be indecisive and now I'm not so sure. So let's cut this at 3/4 of an inch. Then I've got another piece that I could use to go across a card in the future. Particularly if I cut it straight, of course. So this is my scrap. Then I'm going to grab, what have I got ready to go? A basic white. No, that's not right. It is basic white, it's just not right. That's smooth. Oh, let's throw things on the floor, why don't we? Oh, okay, I'm just going to grab some basic white out of my drawer. To make a white card base. It's not going to stay white, you understand. Score. Cut. Let's use the white bone folded one. Right, okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to have this, and we're going to have this, and we're going to have this, obviously not like that, but I'm also going to put some clouds up. I say up, they're actually going to go everywhere, so we're going to have clouds all the way down the side of our card. Let's do the top first. I do both both sides of the top. Right, so we've got the top done. So now, no, not a lot planned. Card class to get out. But other than that, no, not really. Which is lovely. It's nice to not have something planned every week. Depends really what the weather's going to do. So I am deliberately zigzagging so that we don't get the same edge all the way down. And obviously the middle's going to look messy, but that's fine because we're going to cover it up. To the very bottom. Ta-da! Right. So that's going to go that. So I'm going to stick this on first, which may seem weird, but trust me. Oh, that's a bit close to the edge. Never mind, it'll be fine. So let's pop that so that it's central. So I have some chance at getting this central. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to be about there. And then these are going to be too wide, and I am going to tuck them underneath. One side I went very close, so just going to lift those up a wee bit. Yeah, they are too wide. I should have cut them at 1/2 inch, so we're going to trim these down to 1/2 inch. I will still keep these because they could be useful for something. Of course it jumped, it didn't. It's fine. Right, so we've got those two pieces. So all I need to do is add some adhesive. He's made, Inika's, your husband's made lunch. How wonderful. See you very soon, Inika. So no, if the weather's nice, I may do some more gardening. I've found, so I bought a whole load of plants, mostly in our local garden centre sale, so that was great. Quite a lot of them were half price, perennials for £2.50. I mean, come on. So I have noticed some gaps still, so I will be going back to see what the bank holiday weekend has left me to fill in. I need some ground cover that isn't too invasive, because I have some very invasive ground cover as it is. So this just pops in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a bit. Stripes. Right, okay, well at this point this can't be the wrong way up, so that's always good, given how well I've been doing so far today. Trim those bits off. And grab some of the border ribbon in the green, so the Shy Shamrock. Yep, that's about right. So this is going to go here. So my ribbon is going across there, and I'm just folding it in half but not straight, as in it's offset on itself. Some Seal Plus. Actually, I will go that way again. Trim that. And that. Dimensionals. And then we'll put some embellishment on. We're going to stamp a sentiment on the inside, and then we will be done. Bye, Shaz. Not using a glass mat. No, I'm not. Shouldn't say it. Having tried it, not a fan. Not a long-term fan. Oh, hang on, something's, yeah, got a dimensional backing stuck to a dimensional. Mostly because with filming it's a nightmare, because the lights reflect really badly off it. So I'm going to use Shy Shamrock. So yeah, it doesn't work well with lights and a camera. And let's grab another sentiment. I think congratulations should fit. Yep. So where's my, there it is. Don't think I've cleaned that yet, so I'll be careful taking it out. Off. So this is going on the inside of my card, which is the right way up. Let's just pop that there so that it keeps the flap down. And I'm going to go, where's it gone? I was going to go Shy Shamrock. Oh, it's there. Is that straight? If we put the card straight on the grid paper, we'll know if it's straight. Yes. Let's go up a wee bit. Load, aim, deliberately not central, fire. You get a good stamped image. Good! As I say, the biggest problem I have is that with my lighting, it reflects. So it's not great from that point of view. So let's give a bit of clearing of the deck. We started with that one, with stamping on the inside. Then we moved to this one with stamping at the top of the inside. And then we finished with this one with a sentiment on the inside. And a very badly cut piece of paper. Sorry, that is not straight at all. Better. Whew. So there we are. There are today's cards made with the Fields in Bloom. So made with this stamp set and is sweetly scripted, which, as I say, is, I think, online. So those are the two stamps we've used today, and those are the cards that we have made. So I hope you enjoyed that, and it gave you some ideas of what to use your Fields in Bloom stamp set with. For even grammar, Yuille, grammar. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Leslie. I love the new in colours. I think they're great. You put grid paper on top of the glass mat. Oh, there's a thought. Yeah, that is always a thought. But yeah, it was because of the reflection, but you could do that. Thank you, Sherry. So if you have enjoyed it, a thumbs up is always appreciated. Oh, I got a heart. Thank you, Jackie. Your fave is the one that's under the heart. It will come up in a minute. Your fave is the first one. Okay. Thank you, Julie, rather. Hello, Nora. Thank you, Christine. So, if you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up is always appreciated. If you're new to my channel and haven't yet subscribed, you can do that in the bottom right-hand corner. Hit the alert bell and you will know when I go live. Do remember to think very seriously about the joining offer if you're not already at a Stamping Up demo. You do not need to do anything with running a business or anything. You can just enjoy the discount. And who doesn't like a discount? So don't think it's scary. It's not. And then 5th of June till the end of the month, you can get 10% off die bundles in addition to the normal bundle discount, and 10% off cut and emboss machines. Whoa! Mary likes all 3 cards. Thank you very much. So I am going to go and grab myself some lunch. The diet starts tomorrow, so definitely need to stock up on some carbohydrates. And I will see you again on Saturday for Simple Stamping Saturday, and next week for another live. Until then, do look after yourselves. Anyone going through any hard times, I am thinking of you. And yeah, I will see you again very soon, I hope. Bye for now. Alexa, greatest hits radio.
Greatest Hits Radio Oxfordshire from Mrs. Rail.
Servicing and MOTs, whether it's your new car or your trusty runaround that's had more MOTs than you care to remember, Bellinger can help. When it comes to a service and MOT, there's no other garage you need to see. Bellinger are a friendly, family-run garage whose only goal is to keep you and your car safe and on the road at an affordable price. Take advantage of our fantastic service offer. Book a service or repair and you can drive now and pay later. T's and C's apply. Visit bellinger.co.uk.
It turned out to be Fox on the Run by Sweet, which we eventually went to #1. I'm pretty sure it was #1 in Rhodesia at the time, but we always said we heard it first. So it was, yes, a good memory.
A nice one. It got to #2 over here, so maybe your ears were